All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continually teach us this truth. And peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in this word of truth sincerity. All right, Lord willing, this could be an edifying lesson, and I don't plan on making it too long. It's pretty much going to be like a quick hit. Just something quick that I thought of. There will be no excuses when Yahawashi returns. All right, there will be no excuses. So let me go ahead and get into it. First, I want to start off with is Matthew the 24th chapter, verse 14. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So Yahweh Bashem Hawashai, he's allowing all ears to hear this word before he brings the destruction, before he brings the end of Esau's kingdom. So there's not going to be an excuse. All right, you're not going to be able to tell the Lord that you didn't know, because the Lord has his prophets diligently doing the work, okay, week in and week out, constantly on the highways and byways, constantly doing videos throughout the week. So you can't, there will be no excuses when Yahawashi returns, okay. And from the short amount of time I've been in the faith, we constantly see the same faces when we go and do the work. Constantly, for years, been seeing the same faces walk up and down the street. All right. So when judgment come, hey, you're not gonna have no cloak for your sin, as Yahawashi said. Which, let me go ahead and get that. This John chapter 15, verse 22. "If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin." And this applies today as well, because Yahawashi's servants is doing the work. So you don't have a cloak for your sin. You're not going to be able to tell the Lord that you didn't know. Had you known, you would have listened. You would have served him to the best of your ability. You would have repented. You can't say that, because the men of the Lord is constantly going out, and a lot of people get thrown off of the carnal appearance. You got to focus on what's being said. You got to focus on the message. Don't worry about what the men of the Lord look like. Of course, we're not, because people expect the men of the Lord, the prophets, to come down floating from heaven, have a halo on their head. No, the prophets are, regular men. The prophets grew up in Babylon, the same way everybody else grew up, went to school, was born a regular birth, had to get their diapers changed. We ain't different, but the Lord gave us the message. He gave us his secrets. And, beginning with our apostles and elders, the men they learn from, this word has gone out. So it's no excuse. Okay? You're not going to be able to once again, you're not going to be able to have an excuse when the Lord returns. Okay? Because when the Lord returns, it's over. All right? If you're of the elect, you're going to be saved. If you're not of the elect, you're going to be destroyed. All right? And the elect is going to hearken to the word. All right? That's why we don't bend over backwards trying to force Jake to get this, because the elect is going to be of quick understanding. The same way we came in when we heard this, we didn't, choke on it. It all makes sense. We heard Esau got to go into slavery, the name of the Heavenly Father and his son, what the MOTB is, etc. There's no such thing as hell, a place where you burn forever. We heard it, heard the breakdown through the scriptures. And it all made sense. So the elect is going to be in that same mind, is going to receive this, because the elect has once known this, like it says in the book of Jude, which, let me go ahead and get that. All right, this Jude verse, see what verse it is. Though you once known this, which this proves reincarnation too, because reincarnation is biblical, and I've done lessons on that. Other brothers done lessons on that. If you're a new brother tuning in and you have questions, just leave a question, and Lord willing, the Spirit will hit me or another brother to answer that question. All right, but let me been a minute since I brought this out. Let me just type it in. Once know this, put you in remembrance. Let me put it in like that. Let me go back to Jude. Salakia, bear with me. Like I said, it's been a minute since I brought this out. Oh, verse 5. How was I reading over that? It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not. So the point, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this. Okay, so the elect, is coming back into their lot. It's coming back to the knowledge of the kingdom. Okay, because Lord's will were the elect. We was around during this time, preaching the gospel. All right, like it says in 1 Corinthians the 14th chapter, the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So if you was a prophet back then, you're a prophet now. All right, the only way you could be a prophet, you had to always have been a prophet. That's not you was a nigga, you was a straight up nigga in your past life, and then you come back as a prophet. No, if you was a prophet in your past life, you're going to continue to come back in that lot. Okay. But I kind of got sidetracked, but that's all right. I had this lesson planned a whole different way, but the Spirit just got me going this route, which is beautiful. Call all YAHAWASHI outside. But anyway, back to the topic. There would be no excuses when YAHAWASHI returns. Okay, because we serve a fair power. All right, let me go back to that in Matthew, but I want to read it in the NLT. Okay, YAHAWASHI is very, very fair. Even a lot of our people that get put to death, even before Jacob's trouble, they heard this, man. All right, like DMX, before he died, he actually went to a camp and he was listening. So that's how fair our power is. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It says, and the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world, so that all nations will hear it, and then the end will come. And you have brothers, in different countries doing this. You have brothers in it's a brother down there. Well, it's a couple brothers in South America teaching. Brothers in London. Brothers everywhere bringing this ministry out, teaching the good news, which is good news to Israel, but bad news to you other nations, especially you Edomites. Okay, and that's balance. It's not good news for everybody. Okay, but the point is that there will be no excuse, because the Lord is allowing all ears to hear. Now, when you go to Ezekiel, because this is how our people, I just thought about going to the 3rd chapter where it speaks about, the blood off of our hands. But now let me just go and get this. This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 30. It says, also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what it is, the word that cometh forth from the Lord. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. Now let me read this in the NLT. Sit! It says, verse 31, so my people come pretending to be sincere and sit before you. They listen to your words, but they have no intention of doing what you say. Their mouths are full of lustful words, and their hearts seek only after money. So pretty much our people, they hear this word. You know, we've had this time and time again, man, especially when we first start going out. Jacob come up, yeah, what's y'all number? You know, y'all out here on Fridays, y'all out here on Saturdays. What time y'all come out? And you never see them again. You know? But see, when it's all said and done, you're not gonna have an excuse. Because it's not about us. You know, you don't have to necessarily join our account. You know, you can watch the videos, you can watch different brothers learn. And if the spirit on you, you could go out and teach. You know, you could start your own camp. You don't have to. I mean, it is, you know, if you know of a camp that's teaching 100% doctrine in your city, it would be wise to link up with those brothers, because the brotherhood is beautiful. But you know, it ain't about us. You know, hey, you could set up your own camp. You know, long as you teach the 100% doctrine. But you know, our people come and they listen or pretend to listen. You know, going one ear and out the other, man. They don't want to hear this. But see, it ain't gonna be an excuse. Verse 32. And the majority of our people, they just walk by. You know, they laugh. You know, verse 32, it says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and could play well on an instrument. Salakia, that's the washing machine. It says, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. You know, so Salakia. Salakia. Let me read that in the NLT, verse 32. You are very entertaining to them, like someone who sings love songs with a beautiful voice or plays fine music on an instrument. They hear what you say, but they don't act on it. So, and we had this happen, man. Jake only come up when it's controversy, when you going at it with an Edomite, you know, argument break out or whatever. Then Jake want to ask questions, man. You know, this is nothing but entertainment to the majority of our people. You know, they only watch if it's an Edomite in the thumbnail, or if the title is, you know, you going at it with some Edomite, or a fight break out, or some cops get called. You know, this is nothing but entertainment for the majority of our people, man. They don't take heed to what's being said, to the message. And that's why when judgment come upon them, they're not going to have an excuse. You know, once again, going back, you know, to the point of me doing this lesson, nobody will have an excuse when YAHAWASHI returns. And that's why it says this. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. So when everything comes to pass, when the MOTB is made mandatory, when martial law is declared, when famine hits, when cannibalism happen, when the war of Armageddon, which we're already in it, we're in the beginning stages. But when it fully breaks out and a draft is issued, you know, and when our Lord comes back, YAHAWASHI, then all people is going to know, wow, you know, these men were prophets. You know, we laughed at them. You know, we called them bums. We made fun of them. But they was warning us the whole time. Let me read it in the NLT. But when all these terrible things happen to them, as they certainly will, ooh, I like the way that said, then they will know a prophet has been among them. So you're going to know when it's all said and done. That's why, once again, it ain't no excuse, man. Now, initially what inspired me to do this lesson, I read Luke the 14th chapter at work, All right, so let's go to Luke the 14th chapter. I'm gonna start at verse, and this is YAHAWASHI speaking. I'm gonna start at verse 16. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many, and sent his servant a supper time to say to them that were bidding, come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused. It says, and another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee, have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So that servant came and shewed his lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servants, go out quickly unto the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind. So the master got angry because they were all making excuses, man. That's why YAHAWASHI said the harvest is great, but the laborers are few. There's only few men that's willing to put their lives on the line for Yahweh B'Shem YAHAWASHI, to show their faith by their works, to show their love to the Lord by their works. There's only few men. And we're blessed that the Lord put the Spirit on us to show our faith by our works. Yahweh B'Shem YAHAWASHI Ratazah, we endure to the end. Because it's not of us. Man's goings are the Lord. Yahweh B'Shem YAHAWASHI gets all the praise, honor, and glory for putting the Spirit on us to do the work. Okay? To not be like these guys that got all these excuses. And you have guys like this that's so-called in the truth, man. You know, oh, I gotta go. It was one guy that told us he gotta go be a father, a man figure to his sisters. Man, what you think YAHAWASHI would say if he asked you, if he said, why wasn't you doing my work? Why wasn't you diligent? And you told him that bullshit. I had to go be a man figure to my sisters. You lucky if the Lord don't bash you upside your fucking head saying that shit, man. The Lord is an austere man. He gave us commandment what to do, and we are to be obedient. Not to make no fucking excuses, man. You know? Because a lot of dudes got excuses. Oh, it's too cold. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, I gotta go. I got some property to buy. Oh, I got a woman. Oh, I gotta take my woman on vacation. Oh, this, that. Man, fuck all that shit, man. That's why YAHAWASHI, he's gonna make a statement later down when I read that that I want to expound on. But let me keep reading. Verse 22, it says, and the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. So we are to go in the highways and hedges, man, in the chief place of concourse, like it says in Proverbs, the 1st chapter. And our apostles and elders laid out that blueprint, all right, which they learned from their teachers. You know, because Abba Bivens, King Masha, High Priest Ariah, Elder High Priest Yakwa, all the great men that we hear of that taught our spiritual fathers, they went on the highways and hedges. And there's plenty of videos of that. There's videos of King Masha breaking down who the 12 tribes are on the highways and byways. High Priest Ariah teaching on the highways and byways. You know, and we see our apostles and elders constantly hitting the highways and byways week in and week out, like it says in 2 Timothy, the 4th chapter. In season, out of season, summer, spring, winter, fall. Because you can't take breaks. It ain't no breaks, man. Ain't no days off. Ain't no, oh, you could take a whole week off, not do the work, not pray, no, you man, your ass gonna go back into the world, man. You take a whole week off. You ain't prayed. You ain't did the work. You ain't spoke to brothers. You ain't read. You was just in the world. You know, because if you're not abiding in the work, what are you abiding in? You're abiding in the world. All right. And it's never enough. I could say, humbly, that, hey, I could do better. I need to do better, and Lord willing, I will do better. All right. I want to do better. Okay. It's never enough. It's always more work to be done. It says, for I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. So all those men that was making excuses, none of them is going to have, they're not going to be there when YAHAWASHI give out the crowns, man. Because we're fighting for those crowns. We're fighting for that position, being joint heirs with YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI's not giving that position to any old nigga, man. That's a position that has to be earned. Which, Lord willing, we're of the elect. It's already written that we're going to receive that, but we still have to give diligence to make our calling and election sure. The Lord ain't dealing with excuses, man. You're not going to be able to tell the Lord, you ain't going to be able to come up with an excuse of why you wasn't going on the highways and byways. There's no excuses, man. The only excuse is you had to either be in the hospital where you couldn't make it to camp, or you was locked up, or you dead. You in the spirit world, so now you're at rest. But if you're able-bodied, if your legs work, your arms work, you can talk, you can see, you can hear, you can drive, you got a job, you got a way to count, there's no excuses. All right, there's no excuses. It says, now this is what I want to get. Verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and brother, Salakia. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Now, this don't mean that, you just cuss your mom out, your dad, that don't mean that you can't, have any dealings with them. But, you have to understand, if they're not with you serving Yahweh B'Shem YAHAWASHI, then they shouldn't have any importance to you. Now, of course, you can still deal with them, but you gotta, we understand, hey, we'll see them on the other side. And hey, we can't even love our own life. You can't be trying to pursue a career here, trying to, have riches and live a comfortable life. Nah, man. Because if you love your life, then you're going to seek to save your life. And what did YAHAWASHI say? He that seek to save his life shall lose it. But he that lose his life for my sake shall be saved, shall save his life. So everything else has to come last. Yahweh B'Shem YAHAWASHI has to come before our mother, our father, our wife, our children, our own life. The Lord has to come first. All right. It says, and whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Whatever we go through, we got to bear it, endure it, and do the work. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. And really, we ain't going through as bad as we really deserve to be going through, because we've all committed sins worthy of death. So the Lord will be righteous in putting us through. He could take us out. So really, we compared to how we was brought over here, man, packed like sardines on slave ships. Hey, we got it pretty easy, man. Let me get this in Matthew the 22nd chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 9. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. Because you're gonna have the elect come in, and then you're gonna have those that come in for a while and then fall out. All right. It says, and the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he said unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, but few are chosen. You see? Many are called, but few are chosen. And we hope that we're chosen. You know, we've been called to do the work, and we have to endure it to the end. All right? You can't come into the truth and retire or go back into the world. Because when you go back into the world, that demon that was on you going to bring his homeboys, and they're going to take over your ass. And you're not going to have a covering. You're not going to be able to pray to YAHAWASHI. Because you put them to an open shame, like it says in Hebrews, the 6th chapter. So, hey, man. You know, going back to the title of the lesson, YAHAWASHI is not hearing any excuses. All right? You're not going to tell the Lord, oh, I would have did the work, but ain't no buts. Either you was on fire or you was cold. All right? But Lord willing, this was edifying. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.